In this video tutorial, I will show you what are the steps to follow when you put a petition for a family member. First of all, we have to submit the petition I-130 in order to apply for a visa. The person who wants to immigrate must be sponsored by American citizen or permanent resident. An American citizen can file a visa petition for a spouse, son or daughter, parent, brother or sister. A permanent resident can file a petition for a spouse or unmarried son or daughter. You see the difference? If you are an American citizen, you can immigrate more relatives. And the resident, the permanent resident only can sponsor the spouse or the unmarried son or daughter. After the visa petition is approved, you need to complete the steps from 1 to 6 so the National Visa Center can schedule you an interview. And we are going to explain one by one. We must provide a working email to MVC. That way they can communicate with us via email rather than the regular mail. And the email can be from the person who is helping us with the case. Could be the beneficiary, the petitioner, the attorney. Also, if we need to update any information or change our contact information, we can call this number right here. Call this number and update or change whatever you want to change in your case. Or you also can do the online inquiry form, which is easier for you. It's fine. Just keep in mind, whenever you contact MVC, they are going to ask you for your number, your case number, and also they're going to ask you for the petitioner's full name and the beneficiary's full name and date of birth. Consular Electronic Application Center. In this section, there are some countries that are allowed to pay fees, submit documents to the National Visa Center, but this is only for some countries. It's not for everybody. Let's begin with the 6 steps. Okay, the first step of this process is to choose an agent. An agent is the person who is gonna be in charge of your case through the whole process. This person is gonna be filling out all the applications, all the packages, doing all the translations and the papers, and sending them over to the National Visa Center, NVC. Your agent could be anybody, pretty much, someone that you trust. Could be your husband, your wife, your petitioner, your could be your mom, your dad, your brother, sister, an agent, an attorney, a neighbor, or yourself. Someone that speaks, read, and understand English, because there is going to be you know, like notice and papers that you're gonna be receiving from the National Visa Center, and that you have to read and follow all the steps, and then sending back the packages, documents, and doing translations, etc. How do you choose an agent? Okay, there is a form that you have to fill out, and the form is called DS 261. 261. And this one is a Consular Electronic Application Center. So you can click on this link over here and use filling out this form, and this is the way you are selecting who is going to be your agent, who is going to be doing all the work and the communication with National Visa Center. Okay, one more thing. After you choose an agent, please allow 3 weeks for the NVC to process your DS-261 before continue with the next step. Okay? After you choose an agent, you need to pay 2 fees. One is going to be for the immigrant visa application processing fee. That's one. And then you are going to pay the affidavit of support fee. Okay? But remember, you won't be able to pay this fee until the National Visa Center sends you an email letting you know that you can pay the fee. And they are going to provide you with invoice number. If you don't have the invoice number, you won't be able to pay anything. So you have to wait. You know, I know that we are desperate and we want to do everything as fast as we can. And but no, we have to wait for the NVC to send us the invoice number, because we're gonna need it to be able to pay these fees, and we cannot pay the 2 fees at the same time. The NVC allow us to pay only one at a time. Okay, and then we have, after we pay one fee, we have to wait like a week and then pay the second fee. When you have all the information that you need to do the payment, you can go over here to this link, click on it, and do the payment. You will need a bank routing number and a checking or savings account number from the US bank. Like, and here is an example. You know, this is the routing number. So you want to need this, and then you want to need the account number, which is right here, and then the check number to be able to do the payment. Okay? And like I mentioned to you, that you are going to need the invoice number, but also just keep in mind that for everything you want to need also your NVC case number, so that way you are ready when you are going to do the payment. You have all the information all together, all the info that you need, and you can go ahead and do it. And I want to mention something. You know, this is like a my personal experience. When I did the payment for my husband, I went to this page and I did everything. I thought I paid the first one that I did. It was the immigrant visa application, and then I wait a week, and then I went back, because you can check if they already processed the payment or not. So I went into the system, and I was you know, I wanted to check if they already processed the fee so I can pay the second one. So, and I found out that there was not a payment made by me. So I don't know what happened, but I don't know. They didn't have any information, and I thought I did. And I'm pretty sure I did, but I don't know. The system did something weird happened. So I give you an advice. when you make payments or send documents or whatever you do related to your case, always go back and check. You know, keep checking all the time, because they make a lot of mistakes. And one mistake can, you know, like affect your case time. So that's a personal experience, and I wanted to share it with you. Step 3. Submit visa application form. After you pay all the fees and all the people that qualified, all the family members that are immigrating with you, must complete the application for immigrant visa and alien registration. This form is called Form DS-260, and is very important because you will need this form when you, well, let me explain you something. When you fill out all the application, it's gonna give you like a receipt, you know, a receipt number, but this with some barcodes at the bottom. And this is the form DS-260, and that one you have to bring with you when you go to the interview. So it's important to keep it safe, and if you don't find it, you lose it, you can always go back to your to the internet, to the web page, MVC page, and then you can download it again. But yeah, just remember, you're going to bring this form with you to your interview. They're gonna ask for it, okay? And actually, they're gonna ask for it, and when you go to the to take, you know, the fingerprints, they're gonna ask you for it. And I think they're gonna ask you for it when you go to the to have your medical exam, to, you know, to see the doctor. And so they ask you for this this proof. All right, so just also remember that you will need your MVC case number, your beneficiary's ID number, and invoice ID number. And this is in the welcome letter that MVC sent you. And let me show you over here. I opened this page. You can enter your case number here and then continue, and then you're gonna be all your, like your, you know, all your payments in this other document, the one that I'm telling you that you have to bring, the form DS-260. You can print it from this page over here when you enter to your case, but you need to you need your case number, okay? Step 4, and in this step, collecting financial documents. After you submit your visa petition, you may need to collect documents showing your petitioner has the ability to financially support you in United States. And you will submit these documents to MVC in step 6. Financial documents, it's, you have to prove to immigration that the petitioner has the money to support you here in US. So you're gonna be preparing a package that later on you're gonna send it over. In step 6, you're gonna send it over to MVC. And this package, you're gonna add the form IA-64, which is affidavit of support. Okay, in this form you fill it out, and you're gonna add all the documents that goes with it, all the financial documents. you know, pay taxes, income taxes, etc. Okay, so you can understand better this. Like I told you, you have to, your petitioner has to do the affidavit of support form, you know, but just make sure which affidavit of support you are going to do, because there are different kinds for different people. So you can see which one you need. As you see, this is 1864, 1864W, and let's see, 1864EZ. So depending which case is yours, who you have to make sure you are filling out the right one, okay? And then obtaining financial evidence. Like I mentioned to you, the IRS tax transcripts, you can actually go online and, well, your petitioner or the person that is filing the I-130 for you can go online and request a transcript for whatever year you need it, and they will send it in the mail. And also evidence of income. Alright, whatever you do, like, you know, like employed by any individual or company, you have to prove how much money you made. If you are a self-employee, and then proof of relationship. Okay, so you have to evidence to prove your relationship to the sponsor, the person who filed Form I-864. You can prove your relationship by submitting a photocopy of one of the documents below: birth certificate, marriage certificate, adoption certificate. The petitioner or joint sponsor must present federal income tax return. If you are listed as a dependent, or assigned written statement describing the relationship. So all this package is gonna be all the information you gather together, and then you're gonna submit it to the NVC in step 6. Step 5. Collecting supporting documents. After you collect your financial forms and supporting financial evidence, you and each family member immigrating with you to the United States should collect the civil documents that are required to support your visa application. Okay? So you have to gather all the documents that apply to you. I'm gonna mention some of the supporting documents, civil documents, which is a photocopy of the unexpired passport, birth certificates with translations, everything that is not in the civil documents that are not in English needs to have a translation. Okay? Adoption document, marriage certificate with translation, marriage termination with translation, court records with translation, military records with translation, police certificate with translation, signed affidavit of support, proof of U.S. status, proof of domicile, petitioner's civil documents, proof of relationship, only for I-8064A. Evidence of income. Form W-2, IRS tax transcript, federal income tax return, Social Security earning statement, proof of assets, other supporting documents. So this is a list. You can find this also in the page, the MVC page. It's a document cover sheet that needs to be placed on top of all the package, and you wanna mark which documents are in the package. So you're gonna need this document cover sheet. You have to print it out, okay? And remember that all the birth certificates, all these documents, the civil documents, needs to be translated. And you can translate it if you want to. You don't have to go to a special person and they don't need to stamp anything. You can do it if you have a good knowledge of the English language. Do not send any original documents, okay? Only photocopies. And also remember to bring the original documents to the interview, okay, when you go. And then the step 6 and the last step, and this is submitting the documents to the MVC. After you collect all the financial evidence in step 4 and supporting documents in step 5, you must submit all of these items in one package to MVC, okay? And just make sure that everything that they require you, it's in the package. Make sure do a checklist, you know, like that way you don't skip any documents, and put everything organized in the front of the page. It has to be the checklist, you know, like marking which documents are first and then what's next and next and next and next. That way they know what are they looking at when they see the checklist. And that's it. When you organize all the 2 packages together, everything has to be sent in one package. And remember, do not forget anything, please. The photocopies, no originals. You have to also send all the financial documents. Don't forget, please. So make sure to send everything in one package. Allowed MVC up to 3 weeks to review all the documents, okay, like financial documents and civil documents. Interview. After you have paid all the necessary fees and submitting all the required immigrant visa application, affidavit of support, and supporting documents to the MVC, National Visa Center, they're gonna review all completeness, all the papers, all your file. And then when your case becomes qualified for an interview, they will work with the appropriate U.S. Embassy or Consulate to schedule you an appointment. Prepare for the interview. After MVC schedule you for a visa interview, they will send you, your petitioner, your agent, an email or letter letting them know about the appointment day and time. After you receive an interview appointment letter from MVC, you must take the following steps before the interview date. And this is very important, friends. Do not forget any documents. No don't forget nothing, because if you go to the interview and you are missing a paper or a document or something, they will reschedule you for a different time, and this will delay your case a lot. Step 1, schedule and complete the medical examination. So you have to make an appointment with there are, I think, 2 or 3 clinics that they have, because you have to go to see the clinics that they allow you to have the medical exam. It's not like you go wherever you want. No, they have a list of places that you can go. So you have to call them up, make an appointment, and they're gonna ask you some questions so they can schedule your appointment. And then you will have the appointment. Whenever you go, you have to go like a few days before your interview so you can have your medical exam first. And after your medical exam, you have to make another appointment to register for a career service. Okay, so this is the place where your package, you know, they give you a seal package, and this package you are going to bring it over to the border and give it to an immigration agent. So you have to go here. And I think at this place also they do your fingerprints. So you have to do this. One day I recommend to do the medical exam, and a different day do the fingerprints and register for the courier service. And also when you receive after your interview, if you are approved, and then when they are going to give you the sealed envelope, do not open it, okay? You have to keep it sealed and give that to the border patrol agent. Number 3, gather all the documents required for the interview. All the documents, everything you sent to MVC. As you send it, you have to bring everything to the interview, okay? Every single thing, and bring the originals too. If you don't bring the originals, there is gonna be a problem. So you have to bring the originals and 1 copy, okay? Step 4, read and review additional information. So if you go to their page, the MVC page, the travel.state.gov, they will have videos and stuff in different languages that you can read. Applicant interview. So you must attend to the interview, okay? Prior to the interview, ensure you have followed the U.S. Embassy and Consulate interview preparation instructions. So who must attend to the interview? So only the applicant, not the spouse, only the applicant. What to bring to the interview? You have to bring the appointment letter, the passport, photographs, medical exam results, original and supporting documents. You bring all your original forms and documents with you. You know that everything has to be English translation, okay? And then the visa fees. If your visa application fee were collected by the NVC, you don't need to pay again. However, if you or any family member did not pay all the necessary fees, you will be asked to pay any unpaid fees at the U.S. Embassy or Consulate. After the interview. At the end of the of your immigrant visa interview at the embassy or consulate, the consular office will inform you if your visa application was approved or denied. If the visa was approved, your immigrant visa will be placed on a page in your passport. Okay? A sealed immigrant package. You will also receive a sealed packet containing documents that you must present to U.S. Customs and Border Protection at the port of entry or airport upon your arrival to the United States. You must not open the sealed package. If you open the package, you ruin everything. So it's gonna be sealed, and you are not allowed to open it. And then you will be ready to immigrate to United States. Okay?